game. I'll be there for you.
Stop watching Friends, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why, man. It's because I don't have Always Sunny. I was on a Power Rangers kick, and then I just kind of stopped.
Da, 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 da.
When everybody left, it hurt.
Everybody's gone.
Well, when
Levi's.
Jason was like, fuck it, man. Fuck all you. You're gonna
Levi's
make me
dead.
second fiddle? You're gonna make me second fiddle, Tommy? I'm out. It says we're live. I see us, but I want to see us on the phone here. Oh, what's up, Shannon? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. I was watching some Lord Zed gameplay last night, dude.
Yeah.
And he's a beast, man.
Is that season pass less than $10?
I don't think so.
I have $10 on my account.
That was
right
everything,
now,
bruh. Good. Can you guys hear JJ okay? What's up, Josh? Usually, I like to pull it up on my phone so I can hear you guys. So I can at least see you guys, so I'm not ignoring you completely. But take that into account. This is a podcast, so we will be trying to talk as much as possible. Should be a pretty decent sized one. You guys can hear JJ okay? Somebody just give me a comp on that, please.
Mikey, check.
Clear. Okay, good. All right, so yo, what to do, GG Nation, GG Legion, it's your fella again, Straussman, the GG. Let me turn that down so you can't hear that. But hey, welcome to Golden God and Friends, episode 4.5 times 2, divided by 3, then tripled. But actually, episode 35, we're going to talk Gamescom 2019. And I got JJ. And you guys are wondering, where's the Bearded Wonder? Where's Steve? They're dead. I killed them. They're gone. No, they'll be back on shortly. We're going to have a Game of the Year podcast. I cannot wait to talk about our Game of the Year. We'll have a few podcasts before that, hopefully. But there's a lot to talk about. Gamescom 2019 just happened. A lot of game announcements. A lot of things going on outside of gaming, movie-wise, we're going to talk about. We're going to get it to you right now. JJ, how you doing, brother? Welcome back to the podcast.
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
I feel that. I understand. Well, let's get into this. Let's start with some Gamescom 2019 highlights. As we're sponsored by Mountain Dew. The friends of Golden, not Mountain Lightning. Mountain Dew. That will make a point. It's a joke.
Taste the rainbow.
Avengers. Okay, we'll get to it. But let's talk about Death Stranding. That was probably the biggest highlight for me. I watched the 2-hour press conference with Geoff Keighley. I believe I think Gamescom's in Germany. Not 100%. It's in Europe somewhere. But it was a big show. They had a big 2-hour press conference. A lot of games were announced. A lot of things were talked about. Nothing that was like, what? Because I'm already sold on Death Stranding. But that was probably the biggest highlight for me. They brought Kojima out on stage. They showed a couple new trailers. They showed some gameplay. I'm already sold on it. But what are your thoughts? Did you check out any of those trailers of Death Stranding?
No, but I'm not sold on it. I'm just not as excited as you are. Like, it's a game I probably wouldn't buy for another couple of years when it got cheaper.
Well, yeah, JJ has never played the Metal Gear series or anything good. Rather,
I played one.
He's played nothing but trash most of his life.
Yeah.
But
I played games
I
that
know
weren't
a lot of
boring.
people. I mean, a lot of people can. Like, what are your thoughts of Death Stranding anyway? Before any of this, like when it was announced and all that, like 3 years ago. Like, what were your thoughts about it?
It was weird.
Yeah.
Weird would have been the first word, but it's interesting weird. It's not like, oh my god, get the fuck away from me weird.
You sure? Because
it's
everybody thinks this is pretentious bullshit.
No, it's kind of... I like weird things. I'm a big fan of weird. It kind of
has that vibe to it, but go ahead.
I love weird stuff, so I was in... The thing I think that turns me off the most is people are actually buying babies in canisters. That's
so let me give you the 411 a little bit.
That's a huge turnoff.
Away from most of the trailers, I just want to enjoy the fucking game, and I don't want to know too much already. That's why I haven't done a lot of The Atlas Japan is doing a lot of Persona 5 Royal trailers. The reason why I haven't done a lot of that is because I just kind of just want to get into the new game and just enjoy it. You know, I don't really want to be... Well, I already looked at so much stuff already that I'm like, oh shit, you know, I kind of... Not saying I won't react to any more trailers. There seem to be the most popular trailers on the channel. Reaction videos on the channel. I will, but I'm not just going to do every single one. So if you... Persona fandom, if you guys are wondering why I haven't done like any of the most recent ones, they are having a celebration party next week. So maybe I'll do a reaction. So shameless plug of me plugging another video later on. But let me give you the 411 on Death Stranding. Kojima used to work for this company called Konami. Konami used to be great with all these gaming properties, Castlevania, Silent Hill. They have quite a history in Konami. Metal Gear Solid's their biggest one. That's what Kojima worked on. He worked on several ones. Every single one had been great. But they kind of had a falling out. He left the studio, made his own studio. Sony kind of scooped him up. They paid for this exclusive for a little bit, which is not so exclusive, I guess. I guess it's going on PC later or something like that because all the promotional material is kind of taken off of Sony only or something like that. But what it is basically his new version of Metal Gear, which is the kind of the vibe I'm getting off, with Norman Reedus playing the lead character Sam, kind of rebuilding America. There's the other side of a dimensional world where these beings live off in, and the babies are somehow connected to that, transporting into that a little bit. So that's kind of the 411 of the game, is that he's kind of rebuilding society a little bit. A lot of heavy hitters. A lot of famous people are in this game. Guillermo del Toro and stuff. When Kojima left, Silent Hill / PT died, and him and Guillermo del Toro were supposed to make that game together, which would have been epic as hell. It would have been crazy. The PT trailer, I wish I could play it for you guys this Halloween, but I fudged up before they took it off the store. I did not re-download it in time. I thought I already had it on my PS4, my gold one. And but it's one of the scariest playable teasers ever. That's what it stands for, but it's kind of cool to see them get to partner up and finally get to make a game together. Actually getting it done in about 3 years. It's coming out in November. You could get your own baby if you wanted to pre-order the collector's edition, but it looks
too many babies.
It looks really exciting for me. I'm a big Kojima fan. I like his crazy zaniness. I kind of like things that are a little bit different, like Persona, where it's not so socially normal. They do all these kids have different powers and stuff like that. I kind of like stuff like that. I'm excited.
Levi's a big fan of rape.
Go ahead. What?
Said Levi's a big fan of rape. He doesn't like socially normal things. So
yeah, definitely. That's why I love Berserk. It's one of my favorite animes ever. But with damn it, I lost my train of thought.
I
lost my train of thought. But what
you
I was
love
getting
Kojima.
At is, I really enjoy
Love
games
Persona.
like this. I've been a big Metal Gear fan for ever since I kind of played the first one on PlayStation 1. I got really more into Metal Gear with Metal Gear Solid 2, and then they each got better and better. My biggest fear about this game, Death Stranding in general, was it was going to be 2 Metal Gear. And it kind of looks like that. It kind of seems like 2 Metal Gear, but it's too early to judge. I still want to play it and get my hands on it. Definitely going to be a day one buy for me. Cannot wait. I'm probably going to hold off on the collectors, probably get it digitally so JJ can get it too and play it. We can have a spoiler cast. Get Chad on it. I know Chad's really looking forward to it. I know a lot of people are like, what the fuck is going on in the game? But it will all make sense. Each game Kojima does, they have a really deep meaning. It might not make sense to you right away, but by the end of the game, it's like, oh, yeah, it all comes full circle. I'm very excited about Death Stranding. Super zaniness. Let's get into some other stuff, some other highlights. Witcher 3 Switch port got an October release date. Nintendo's getting more ports. It actually looks pretty good. The Switch port for Witcher 3 actually looks really interesting. Looks a lot better, especially better than Dead by Daylight. I mean, some of the Switch ports look not so good. I mean, that's the nicest way to put it. It was the 2015 Game of the Year. Very great game. I have it behind me somewhere. It's lost in that shuffle of video games, but I love Witcher 3. Really spectacular game. Will I double dip to buy it on the Switch? No. I try to avoid kind of those Switch ports like that. I know a lot of people love the Switch out of portability. JJ loves his Switch, but would that even convince you to play it, JJ, on the Switch at all? Or just get so it's portable?
No.
You should, you guys haven't played Witcher 3, you should really play it. It's epic.
It's
amazing.
It seems overwhelming right now.
There's it's a very long game. I mean, you could easily put 400 hours into the game and probably not. It's like a Skyrim type game. Very, very interesting type game. Switch is getting more ports. Another big one is the co-director or the co-creator of Halo is making a new game called Disintegration. And I wanted JJ to look at this trailer because I was like, what the? This looks like Destiny. Like 100% looked like Destiny. I'm like, is this a new Destiny? And it's called Disintegration. It's a 3 versus 3 multiplayer type shooter. I'm sure it's going to have some, gameplay.
Cosmetic.
Some story to it. But it looked very Destiny. Did you get a chance? You probably didn't get a chance to look at that, did you, JJ?
No, I'm a busy man. I'll look at it right now. But keep explaining it.
It's basically the gist of what I got from the trailer. I was so confused for the moment. I was like, is this Destiny? Like, it looked so Destiny, but it has kind of like robots in it. But so does Destiny. Destiny has robots in it. I know we're in this strange era of, Destiny. There's going to probably be a Destiny 3, so that's what I was thinking. When they say co-creator of Halo, the Halo staff famously left Microsoft to go, make Destiny, and Destiny ended up being a huge success, then kind of petered out a little bit. It's not as successful as it once. It still is. I mean, they're still making content. There's I know Chad is super excited for the Destiny 2 DLC next month, but it looked really interesting. I mean, I don't know if it's for me to jump in because I'm kind of Destinied out. JJ's played some Destiny. He's Destiny out probably.
I haven't played it since when did that come out? 2 years ago?
Probably. I think it was like 2016.
So I haven't played it since 3 months after it came out. I've watched Jack play it a lot though. I go over there and he's got all kinds of good gear and shit.
Yeah, but Jack has never done a raid. Pathetic.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't play with people, which is funny. That's a game meant to play with people.
You should play with people. No, he when I was over there watching him play, he said he got the Xbox One to play with his friends, and that we did a joke. JJ and I did a pretty harsh joke, but we'll explain that later. But he bought his Xbox One for his buddies to play with, but they all haven't really done a raid. And it's funny because Chad plays that game every day, and he still hasn't done a raid in Destiny 2. It's like, geez, guys, that's the point of the game. It's to freaking raid and get the best gear. That's the whole fucking point. One fond memory I have really quick is my JJ's little brother Jacob and I beat that, and Steve Angry Steve out of the Spice Bros fame. We beat that game during a hurricane. My power didn't go out, and I beat the game during a hurricane. That's how awesome the GG is. I'm the best ever. Beat it during a hurricane. But it I don't know. It's like Disintegration. You guys tell me down below. Go check it out. Type it in. Disintegration.
So it's like.
Check it
It's
out.
like a 4-on-4.
Like Destiny, like 2 Destiny.
Yeah. Except for one player controls like a flying mech.
Yeah, it has like mech in it, which is kind of like a Fortnite thing, right?
I think it's 4-on-4.
Well, there's a later part of the trailer. You'll see 3 versus 3, like a fight, like a firefight, which is what the teams are kind of.
This is Destiny, dude.
it looks like
it's totally Destiny. Reboot humanity.
Yeah.
2020 Xbox One exclusive.
So from that short little like 2-minute trailer, what are your honest thoughts?
I'm with you, man. That looks like a total Destiny thing. Like, not even. It's a clone.
What's up?
It's a clone.
Genesis, what's up? Yeah, it's just weird. It looked like freaking Destiny. I was just so confused. I'm like, is this Destiny? Did I miss something?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks alright, but I don't know.
Sega had quite a few announcements, so we'll move on. One of the bigger ones that a lot of people thought this was going to be like Shining Force coming back or some amazing RPG that they forgot about that they want back, you know. But it ended up being a RTS game called Humankind, which is kind of like Age of Empires, StarCraft, anything like that. Kind of a disappointment. Not the biggest highlight for a lot of people. Right now, while I'm kind of talking over this, look up the Predator gameplay trailer, JJ, because we're going to talk about that next. I want to talk about that with you guys. I figured JJ would be pretty excited about that one. But
Predator.
But the Humankind, it's a very, very much another RTS StarCraft type game. It looks pretty good. I'm a big RTS fan. I miss RTSs. I still play Warcraft 3. It's still one of my favorite games to play. And that game's like 100 years old at this point. Like, I wish they would make a new Warcraft 4 or something. But no, knowing Blizzard now and how things are going, it'll probably be a mobile game that, you know, instead of Diablo 4, we'll get we got Diablo, the mobile game. Now we're going to get, you know, Warcraft 4, the mobile game, which would totally bum me out. I would probably cry if it turned into a mobile. No offense to anybody that loves mobile games out there. It was kind of a downer to me when BlizzCon last year when they announced, like, it felt like it was going to be Diablo 4 and it ended up being, like, to the point where the crowd was like, is this a joke? Like, is this a joke? Are you guys joking? Like,
so is this like, I'll wait till you get there.
Go ahead.
So is Predator like a...
It's 4 versus 1. That's the next game we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Predator Hunting Grounds. I guess it's a PlayStation exclusive. There's a lot of PlayStation marketing material on it. It looked pretty rough, though. It didn't look like... It needs some more time in the oven.
Yeah, it doesn't look done yet.
It needs some more time in the oven. But it's 4 versus 1. So it's 4 Marines against 1 Predator. So somebody will be the Predator. And you and your buddies will be a team trying to take down the Predator. Very much like Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th, but with, like, guns and, you know, Predator abilities and shit like that.
Hey, Kev.
It looked...
Yeah.
It was a game, right. When it was first announced on State of Play that you and I discussed, I think with Chad a few months ago on a podcast, it looked like it had a lot of potential. You know, like, okay, can we get... But it's just weird that we live in a day and age where a lot of licensed games just aren't good. Like, Predator... Like, it doesn't... I don't want to say it's not going to be good, because there still could be potential. It could be fun as hell. Like, Friday the 13th isn't the best game ever, but it's fun. It's just fun as hell.
It's
Dead
not
by Daylight
polished.
Isn't the greatest looking game, but it's fun. You know?
Can't wait to be the Demigorgon, huh?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second, too. But
yeah.
what were your thoughts on Predator there?
It looked alright. I want to know is it 4v4v1? Because they were shooting at human beings on the ground.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's going to be like NPCs that are going to distract you.
Okay.
Because
Gotcha.
the predator's goal is to hunt you guys and kill you. Your goal is to survive everything. So there's more stakes against you. You shouldn't be able to take down the predator easily. It should be a tough thing. To me, it looked like very much 4 versus 1. Very looked like Dead by Daylight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just hope it runs a little bit better. I mean, the frame rate looked really bad. Like, it didn't look good.
No, it didn't look polished at all. But they could still be. I didn't see a release date on it. But
is it like Evolve? Yeah, in a way, yeah. Except instead of the predator evolving,
I don't think there's
predator.
I don't think there's a story. I think Evolve had a story.
A little bit. I mean, Evolve had a lot of great potential too, and it just kind of people just would not play right. They just wouldn't play together to take down the monster. Like that whole game is about 4 versus 1 and stop this monster from evolving and killing everybody. And a lot of people would just kind of go off on their own and just do their own thing. Obviously, Turtle Rock Studios, I think, closed. It didn't sell financially well. I think they tried to give it out free a couple times, and it just didn't do well. We haven't had, like, a good Predator game since, like, arcades, I think. I mean, with Alien vs. Predator, it's amazing that we have this franchise, of licenses and stuff. And it's hard to get great games. We're starting to get great games now. We have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Spider-Man Avengers looks like it has huge potential. I mean, it looked pretty damn good in that trailer. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But I want a little bit more. I want a little bit more from the Predator game. That game definitely needs to be more. It's 2020, it said, right?
I didn't see a date, but I'm watching it again, so
I don't think it's this year. I think it's 2020. And it should be. This game should not release next month if that's its release date.
Yeah.
Like, you should get in the oven a little bit and kind of work those things out a little bit.
Predator. I mean, you gotta... Yep, 2020.
Yeah, 2020. The next big one highlight I want to talk about is Little Nightmares 2. This was a big game for a lot of people that had a PlayStation, I think, a PlayStation Vita, I think it was a smaller indie type game, or it might have been a PlayStation exclusive. Little Nightmares was this side-scrolling horror game that freaked a lot of people out. A lot of people really enjoyed it. Cool of that game to get a sequel. Really excited about that. Let me know down below if you guys are interested in any of these games we're talking about. These are just some of the highlights I want to write down because the big, the ones that kind of caught my eye the most. The next one is an interesting one is, they rebooted Need for Speed in 2015, then they went back to the names, and now they're back to more names with Need for Speed Heat, and this is more like an open world type Miami vibe where you could have a crew, you could upgrade your car. I don't know if I think they're ditching the story now. I think you could just, it's an online type multiplayer type life of service game. It looked pretty good. I wish they would just kind of go back to Underground. It seems like they're taking all the elements that made them successful and finally putting it in a game, which it's been a while. My most favorite Need for Speed is High Stakes, and that was a PlayStation 1 game all the way back in 96 or something. It was a long time ago.
I never got into the Need for Speed.
Well, the thing I loved about the High Stakes, it was very much like Gran Turismo. It was really hard. It wasn't an easy racer. It took a lot of races to upgrade your car and get money. There was a cop mode where you could play as the cop and capture, villains, and then you could upgrade your cop car and get better cop cars. And it was really fun. That's why it was called High Stakes.
Well, wait. I liked... was Burnout? Was it Need for Speed Burnout one of them?
No, Burnout's its own separate thing.
Yeah, Burnout was dope.
Ironically owned by EA now. EA owns Burnout.
Yeah, Burnout was dope.
And a lot of those guys worked on a lot of the Need for Speed. I think the Need for Speed Most Wanted game for PS4 launch was made by them. That's why it looked like it had a lot of Burnout in it, because you could crash the car. There was cops in it. There's cops in this, but it didn't say if you could specifically. It seems like you racing, building your money, building up your rep. And with your buddies. You could have your crew with your buddies.
Yeah. You might be able to play as the cop.
Yeah, like they did a really good job in the
like
trailer because it actually got me pretty excited.
It looks cool, man.
But I don't know. I still want to play it. I want to see it. Hopefully they have a beta, something like that. JJ's reliving it right now.
Yeah, dude. If they did if they give out like a demo or this was on sale for like $20 on Black Friday, I'll totally nab this thing.
Yeah, I don't know when it's coming out, but it looked interesting.
It looks cool.
Again, I wish they would just do Underground. Like, that was a big favorite for everybody. Need for Speed Underground. You drive anywhere you want, upgrade your car, had a decent story.
I liked Midnight Club, man. That was my jam.
Midnight Club is a nice throwback.
We played a shit. We played a shit. Me and Jacob.
We don't really have a lot of great racing games nowadays. It's basically Forza or Gran Turismo. Or the goofy kart racers like Sonic and Crash and Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, yeah.
Yeah, like those ones end up being better than, Forza in them, in my opinion.
No, this game looks cool, man.
It looks really interesting. Like, it's cool that you can play with your crew. It'd be fun if all the Spice Bros got together.
I can have
our own whips, upgrade.
I can have a neck tattoo. I've always wanted a neck tattoo.
Yeah, good point. You can actually, I forgot it. It's just not it's character customization too. You can actually, I guess it's shared online universe, which is a lot.
They used my name too.
Yeah.
Zilla.
Yeah, you can make your own avatar so people can see you driving by and stuff like that. But, there's an interesting take. It reminds me of a lot of high stakes because of, trying to escape the cop and getting all that rep and all that money, stuff like that. Because that was a really fun part of the game. And I think going back to basics for a lot of these games, I think that's what you need to do. I think a lot of these games are kind of lost and they don't know what to do, like Star Fox and shit like that. Like, just go back to basics, man. Just make a game that handles well. Have some customization if you need it. Maybe have some online capability. And just just go back to basics. We don't need every bell and whistle. We just love what we like to play, right?
I do like bells and whistles.
They showed some FIFA 20 gameplay as well. It looks like they're doing their what you guys watch us a lot live on stream, playing NHL, which is 3 versus 3. FIFA's doing that mode too, so you can have your own. You can have your own created character, and it could be 3 versus 3 against people. They kind of have that mode in Madden with MUT squads, but I wish they kind of had their own street football.
Hell yeah, dude! Bring back NFL Street. NBA Street.
Well, they own all that, but they did a terrible job with the Blitz remake and stuff. The thing about EA,
the Blitz remake was okay. The Ray Rice cover one. That game, I played the shit ton of that because it added like mud elements to it, which I liked a lot. But yeah, their arcade game was garbage.
They need, again, EA needs to go back to basics and show a lot of love to these franchises. People want these, a lot of sports fans play those franchises. And Mario, where's the next Mario sports game? Like, come on, deal with it. We need something.
New ball physics. Dude,
you checking the FIFA out right now?
Yeah, if I could get... If they have 3-on-3, dude, I'll definitely get that. Because
I figured you wouldn't like that because you're not a soccer guy.
I played a lot of FIFA when I was younger, 06, 07.
By the way, the FIFA games are great. I know there's going to be a collective groan from you guys, sports games. Oh my god. But it's about getting outside your comfort zone. We play a lot of different things on here. We play a lot of multiplayer games like Overwatch, Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th. We're going to have some Halloween gameplay. We're probably gonna play Ghostbusters and Luigi's Mansion and stuff in October. It's gonna be really fun. I play a lot of story-driven games. I play a lot of JRPGs. I play a lot of Persona. I'm playing Fire Emblem currently. We also play, sports games. JJ and I like playing together and against each other. In a lot of these games. I wish these modes were separate and smaller, where you could just pay for that mode only. So you don't have to download a 50 gig game, because I know I ain't going to touch any of the other FIFA. I haven't touched any of the other NHL. I just play that one game mode with you.
Well, you played a little bit of MUT, or HUT.
Oh, yeah, I opened some shit, yeah.
You got some
Well, they
you got
gave
trophies.
me free packs, so I might as well, right?
Yeah, you got some trophies for beating someone online or something?
I think you just you do the tutorial mission and you just win.
Yeah.
It's that one, but they have that own. I forgot what they called it. Do you remember what they called it in FIFA? They had a different name. It's not World of Shell. It's something.
No, I didn't. The trailer
it's like
just
Voyage
showed.
or something. Something with a V, I think, or something.
Oh, is it this Volta?
Volta. That's what it is. It's Volta.
Oh,
So,
this is what I want to watch. Yeah, can I just play for Volta? Oh yeah, I'll definitely play this shit. Indoor hockey.
3 versus 3. We can make our own soccer people, and
Dude,
it looks really fun. It looks super fun.
So it's Black Friday when this game's like $30.
Yeah.
Oh, we can get a deal where we get NHL and FIFA for $60.
Okay, the last big highlight from like the show, because Microsoft kind of had their own show too, was the Gears 5's newest campaign trailer. I'm a big Gears fan, but honestly, this trailer really didn't do much for me. It's not that I don't like Cat. You know, I just really like the older characters, and they tried to show us these newer characters in Gears 4 that, you know, I just really kind of miss the older characters, and they didn't spend enough time developing these newer characters, so it's really interesting. I want to get Gears 5, but September's really packed. A lot of shit going on in September. We gotta buy a lot of stuff. You know, we're getting Catherine, we're getting 2K, we're getting probably NHL, we're getting Borderlands 3, obviously that's the big one. There was another big mode as well in Borderlands they announced, because Borderlands kind of going Destiny light a little bit as well. They have kind of like their own everyday slaughter dome where you can get gear or something in that vein. I watched the trailer a little bit. I'm kind of already sold on Borderlands. I just kind of want to play the story with you guys, and that's kind of, you know, where I want to do with that game. And you know, a lot of people, you know, Chad and probably a few others, you know, maybe think that's going to be Game of the Year. For me, I think in my heart, it's still early jumping the gun, but I still going to say RE2 Remake, probably still going to be my Game of the Year. As much as I've seen Borderlands 3 now, I'm excited to dive into the story, but 2, you know, Borderlands 2 has a big place in my heart, and I don't know if anything's going to beat that. Even this, 10-year wait or whatever we waited, you know, 7-year, 8-year wait we waited for Borderlands 3. It's been forever. I think since 2013.
That's 6-7 years.
JJ doesn't really have anything of he hasn't played the Gear series. If JJ wanted to,
since 2. I haven't played since 2. Played 1 and 2.
That's probably the best one. That's probably my favorite one.
Dude,
but
that looks cool.
I have Gears 4 digitally, JJ, so if you wanted to ever play it, you could.
Yeah. We could stream that, probably. I got an Xbox. Dude, that gameplay mechanic of them like water skiing or whatever, or the parasailing thing, that looked cool.
It looked interesting. I'm interested more of the story, and this has kind of been the problem with Microsoft's generation, is that
who will you die for?
They haven't really done great with their exclusives on anything, on any level. Like not just story, just gameplay, anything, direction. Halo, they kind of lost me with Halo. You know, I'm not even really excited for the new Halo. I'll probably pick it up because I'm a Halo fan. But you know, I didn't really love Halo 5. I didn't really love Halo 4. You know, like ever since Bungie left, like the heart and soul was missing. Like you can tell they don't really know where the hell they want to go with it. That's my feeling about it. You can tell me down below what you guys think. I know a lot of you feel the same way about it. Well, let's go on to some of the stuff that was on the show floor or behind the scenes that people were nice enough to leak online for us. And that's, you know, let's start off with the Avengers gameplay, the new gameplay trailer. JJ just watched a little bit. It was like 18 minutes worth. This was the E3 gameplay behind scenes demo that I leaked to you guys a few weeks ago. I sent it to you and Steve. That was leaked on San Diego Comic-Con. But this was the full thing. It was they showed a little bit of every single character. So you saw Cap play. You saw Scarlet. Not Scarlet. I'm sorry. I was going to say Scarlett Johansson, but Black Widow. You see Black Widow gameplay. You see Taskmaster as a boss fight. You see Hulk. So you see everything. The gameplay I sent to JJ was just Thor and Iron Man, and then it ended with Hulk. How far did you get in the video I sent you?
I watched most of the 18-minute thing before you sent it, but yeah. Dude, who's your favorite character so far?
I want to let you talk a little bit. You've been kind of quiet.
Dude,
what do you
Thor
think
looks,
of
Thor
what you
looks
saw?
badass.
You, me, Chad, were like, okay, we're not sold on it. Like, especially me, I didn't really like the character designs as much. Steve had like an aneurysm. He was 6 to midnight the whole time on that live stream. He loved. And I'm like, I wasn't blown away. Like, nothing blew my dick out of the water for that game. But as I saw the gameplay, this most recent gameplay trailer, they brightened the colors up. Things are brighter now. The gameplay actually looks really, really solid. It looks really, really fun. I wouldn't say it's super innovative or anything because it feels like.
You know who does the combat design, right?
It's the Tomb Raider people.
No, the combat designer for this game is the same person who did New God of War.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got the same combat designer.
He left Sony Santa Monica?
I don't know. They just got him to work on this. I don't know if they just must have left.
It looks
but Thor looks amazing.
What this Life of Service game is and what they're really going with it. And how we
it's a single player story mode game.
Yeah.
So there's two types of missions. There's hero missions, which are single player that you go through the story. Then there's I forgot what they call them, but there's another type of missions where it's open world kinda, or what do they call it? They don't call it open world. They use another word for it. But you get your buddies together and do missions way too.
That's what it is, though. It's a Life of Service game. Like, they're gonna keep adding content. Obviously, we're gonna have to pay for it. They said everything is free right now, but I don't know how. I'm still iffy on that. I'm sure there's gonna be some stuff, maybe costumes and stuff. There was another gameplay vid that somebody played on the show floor and showed some of the alternate costumes, and most of them look pretty good. Most of the alternate costumes look pretty interesting. So I won't have to look at the Mountain Lightning designs as much. I could actually pick some different outfits, and it'll be I'm sure they're gonna add a ton about that, but
yeah, that's all the store is gonna be.
What'd you think? What was your thought?
I think it looks great, dude, and I got dibs on Thor. He looks amazing. His combat looks awesome. Like the things you can do with the hammer and flying around and shit. He's by far the best looking character right now.
Yeah.
Combat wise.
Well, they fixed a lot. They listened to people because they fixed how Black Widow, how she looked. See, that's the problem. I'm comparing them to the damn movie. That's a problem, Square. I
don't know if that's a problem. Those movies made trillions of dollars.
You're right, but
people love them though. I'm definitely thinking you're in the minority in that you don't like their designs because of the movies, but
yeah. Well, I'm not. I went online on a few boards and a lot of people said the same thing. But it's okay. If they're going to have alternate costumes, it's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker for me, is what I'm saying. I'm not going to...
No, you're definitely going to have different skins and...
They're going to have... And it's not like Marvel Ultimate Alliance where it's just a different thing. Like, they look like they have different outfits and stuff like that. And they even said, because of the internet chatter, like a week after they showed that trailer from from E3, they're like, hey, we will change the character designs if you guys don't like them. So they heard the audience. They heard people. I'm in the minority of you guys probably, out of like you, Chad, and Steve probably. But...
Well, I'll say this, Levi. The people who are pissed off always shout the loudest. I'm guessing most people don't give a shit. But the people who do give a shit are always the loudest people.
Yes and no, but you're right to a degree. Yeah, like there's some are they just shouting the loudest, or is that really a complaint? Like, is Fallout 76 complaints real? They were real. It wasn't people really shouting the loudest. That was just a really bad.
I'm just saying This is
you know. But I get what you're
this
saying.
is
But
this isn't gameplay thing. This is
yeah. It's again.
and people love. What are you doing, Kevin? Oh, he's slurping water. I think the one I have, their faces, I do have a problem. Their faces don't look good.
Yeah.
I like the costume designs. I don't. Their faces all look like it looks like they're in pre-alpha. It doesn't look done.
We talked about this a lot though, man. Like, cause this is what I loved and appreciated about Spider-Man from Insomniac so much is that they were not afraid to do their own thing. They just went with their own thing, and then they gave you all the other designs that you wanted. Like, if you wanted to play as Tom Holland from, Tom Holland.
Yeah, but people didn't like
even to this day, with the new movie coming out, with the new movie that came out, they put new costumes in for that game. But I like how they had their own design, their own fresh air, their own look. And
you say that, but
I keep saying the Mountain Lightning joke, but it's just true. It looks exactly like the MCU, and I'm not saying that's exactly a bad thing. Just for me personally, I like
people didn't like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man costume, and they tried to do something different.
Yeah,
and people hated that.
The funny thing is, a lot of people didn't like when they first showed the Spider-Man trailer from Insomniac. It was the same way. A lot of people didn't like it. I did. I thought it was cool as shit. I like the big giant white spider.
I think it works better.
Yeah, well,
I like the white spider.
It just looked really cool. It looked really cool, but I like the older costumes too, man. We got freaking Bagman for Christ's sake in the game.
Well, that's what you're gonna get on this though. You're probably gonna get Gray Hulk and there'll be Red Hulk.
One of Hulk's other outfits is Gangster Hulk. He has like a mafia look. And he has a suit and everything, white gloves which it looks good. The only costume they didn't show was Scarlet. I keep saying it, damn it. Black Widow. They didn't show Black Widows, but Iron Man's looked pretty cool. Cap's looked okay. And then Thor's looked pretty interesting. Thor's looked really cool. Out of all the costume designs, I think Thor's probably looks the coolest right now. Like, maybe the buttons are too big, but I think overall he looks pretty good. He looks pretty solid. It's just really, really interesting. It's like I'm excited to finally see some gameplay and finally see more of this game. We got 9 months. I mean, there's a lot to do. They can fix a lot in 9 months. The fact that they've cleaned up this much up, like the color-wise, scheme-wise, like you can go to the E3 trailer and compare it to this one. The colors are much brighter. Faces look better. But obviously, for JJ's taste, they still don't look great. And I kind of agree. Like, especially, Black Widow's face doesn't look the great. Well, how'd you like Taskmaster?
I'm into it, man. I like when those B... But he seems not to be a B character anymore. He was in Spider-Man. He's in every fucking video game.
Well, this
now.
is interesting. So is this before Spider-Man or after Spider-Man?
We're gonna find out because I'm thinking one of the pre-order bonuses for us PS4 people is gonna be Spider-Man.
I think so too. I agree with that 100%. I think that's gonna happen, especially since they announced that there was gonna be exclusive Sony content to begin with. It's kind of a no-brainer, but he looks different from his design in Spider. And that's the only problem. If they're trying to make this world, and I know you can't always have your same look, I mean, but it's tough because, slight spoiler of Spider-Man if you still haven't played it, you fight him in there for a little bit, and he's like, oh, I took down all the Avengers, so was that...
Is that
Is it happening the same time? Like, did he just fly to New York to San Francisco, or?
Well, they do say
the Avengers are in San Francisco, which is why this is all happening there.
Yeah, they do say that if you go on top of the Avenger building, I think, no, someone says it in Spider-Man. So I'm guessing it's in the same world, man.
Well, that is. I'm just saying. Canonically, I'm guessing it might be after.
After, I think
Spider-Man's after.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm sorry. I think Spider-Man's after this.
Yes.
Because he mentions all those events that are going on.
Yeah, I agree. But this
And maybe
then
that's why he
jumps
has
to
his
the.
new look too. Okay, so okay.
Well, I think this.
Cop out.
Well, what I think is this particular sequence happens before Spider-Man, and then the rest of the game happens after it.
Well, yeah, because there's in the trailer there's that big time skip, right? They think Cap's dead, right?
Yeah.
And did they specifically say how many years passed by? I'm gonna say like 2 to 3, probably.
Because superheroes are outlawed.
I got a feeling it's gonna be back and forth.
Yep.
We're gonna play present and then future. Not present. I'm sorry. We're gonna play present and back and then present. We're gonna keep flashing back and forth. That's what I think we're gonna do. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. The only problem is I don't feel that freedom of Spider-Man. Where Spider-Man, I can go anywhere. I feel like these are clearly cut out segments, but this is obviously the tutorial level.
It's a tutorial level. It's linear.
It's just the tutorial level, but it's clear as F. It's like, here's Iron Man.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Thor. Oh, here's Hulk. Oh, here's Scarlet. Oh, here's Cap.
Yeah, they're gonna. This particular sequence is super linear.
Yeah, and
but they want you to play.
They haven't really mentioned it. You know, they mentioned the all online is going to be like that, where we can kind of roam around a little bit. I guess. I don't know. This is a weird hybrid that we're, semi used to with Destiny, I guess. Except Destiny didn't really have that great story right from the get-go. It kind of got better in the second game. But I am impressed with the cutscene. Obviously, the voice actors are phenomenal. They got an all-star cast. I don't know if I like Cap's voice as much, because maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's a little. I don't know. What'd you think of Cap? Like,
I like his design. He's my favorite in the MCU, so I do like that design. Yeah. But it is what it is. They went out and spent a bunch of money on voice acting for sure.
Well, it's Square. They got look what they did with Final Fantasy 15. They made a movie, an anime. They bought an Audi. They made you buy Audis for it. And they made a game. Yeah. But with this game, unlike Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 7 remake and this look like they have a lot of love put into it, like a lot of love and care. And it's really I'm just really interested to know more. Again, we got 9 months. That's kind of our honest thoughts. Was there anything more you want to talk about?
I disagree with that. I think they put a lot of love in this. Obviously.
Oh, I didn't say they did. I said with 15. I said unlike with Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, I thought you said unlike with. So yeah, but I'm excited for it. I'm super excited for it. I've played almost every superhero game that's ever came out, and
but not a lot of them are memorable. There's only a few. Probably on one hand.
I remember all of them. And just some were better than others, but I probably could tell you I liked all of them.
They all have their own charm. It's like our favorite characters.
I'm a nerd, so
yeah.
There's a lot of the Spider-Man games are trash, but I love them. Like that. What was that beat 'em up where you could play as the villains, friend or foe? The game's terrible, but I loved it.
No, I think that's the child game.
That was fun.
I think that's the kid game. Friend or foe was the kid game. I think you're thinking about.
Yeah, but you get to play as the villains and shit. Spider-Man teams up with like Venom and Green Goblin and stuff, and it was fun for me.
Because there was a lot. There's Web of Shadows. There's
I think that's an underrated game.
There's a whole bunch of
underrated game. The one I like the one with Spider jump back and forth. I think that was Edge of Time.
The sequel.
No, that was Shattered Dimensions.
Shattered Dimensions. The sequel is Edge of Time. That's the one.
Yeah, Shattered Dimensions.
Shattered Dimensions was really good. I like that one a lot, but not like. But out of the great ones, the greatest superhero games are probably only on one hand. It's probably Batman, Arkham Asylum, or City, whatever choice you want. To me, that's like probably one of the greatest superhero games ever made. Was probably Arkham City.
Both of those.
Insomniac Spider-Man's great. Spider-Man 2 for GameCube, PS2, or Xbox is phenomenal. That's probably one of the greatest games. And I can't even think of 2 more. Like I can't. Like, can you?
X-Men. Is it X-Men Legends?
Ooh, I'll give you that.
Ultimate Alliance. I liked 2 better than 1, but I liked 2. And then what is the name of it? X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, but we would put that to the tier of Arkham Asylum or City.
I'd put it at 5. If you're doing a list of the top, it'd be a top 5 superhero game.
It is a great game. That game is so. That's one of the licensed games done so well.
It's a rare instance where a
movie game.
It's not even a movie game. It just took the title from the movie
or whatever. Another one I would say is Amazing Spider-Man. That's really good. The first one. It's after the movie, and I really enjoyed that. For PS3, Platinum it. I played the shit out of that game. I loved it. Was it the greatest thing ever? No. I would not put that in the top 5, but it was fun.
Another one that's underrated is Ultimate Spider-Man for the GameCube was dope.
Oh, the one with Venom?
Yeah, where it's cartoony
like
looking.
That one's really cool. That one's really cool.
Cel-shaded one.
I'm getting to the point where I wish...
That X-Men beat 'em up arcade game was awesome.
Yeah, the X-Men, there were some good ones, but I'm talking about
But you're going strictly narrative.
Arkham Asylum changed the game. It was just whoa.
Well, it's a narrative-driven game. Yeah. The rest of them weren't really.
Well, you're right. No, that X-Men arcade. I totally want that arcade. I want to play it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
That's down to the point where Rocksteady did such a great job, and Warner Brothers Montreal. We're wondering where the hell are the other new games they're making. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, no shit.
Maybe we'll see something in the Game Awards. The last show highlight I want to talk about a little bit is the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo gameplay. Someone actually showed a little bit of the demo gameplay, and man, it looks fantastic. Like this Avengers game. And unlike Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy VII Remake looks like it has a lot of love put into it. You can tell they're taking their time and they're putting a lot of effort in that game not to fudge it up. And I get a lot of RE2 Remake vibes from it. What's up, Derek? How you doing, brother?
It looks good, man. It looks really good.
It looks fantastic. It looks great. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. We'll move on to some of the bigger news. There's a couple other game news. I'm sorry. THQ is working on Time Splitters 4, Saints Row 5, and Dead Island 2. So a lot of dead properties are getting resurrected, but still, I would like to see a trailer. We haven't seen a Dead Island. Dead Island 2 has been in development hell since it was announced 4 years ago or something, right? And Time Splitters is a big PS2 hit that a lot of people really, really love. A lot of people have fond memories of Time Splitters. Wanted to see a sequel ever since 3. 20 years ago, it feels like. 15 years ago. Looks like it's going to happen. Saints Row 5, they're going back to Saints Row. Ever since Row 3, ever since Saints Row 3 where they got goofy and crazy and then take themselves seriously, that's where Saints Row kind of became a hit because it wasn't compared to Grand Theft Auto as much. It was just its own thing now. Its own goofy, silly game. Let's talk about the Mortal Kombat Combat Pack 1. I got some beats to talk about it. Let's talk about that. Thank you guys so much for watching that trailer. A lot of hype that day. It was 2 days ago, right? I think it was 2 days ago.
Something like that.
2 or 3 days ago. Amazing hype for the trailer. The character models look fantastic. But there was one on mission. One difference that we were a lot of people were like, what? And it's Joker's put in the combat pack instead of Ash Williams. Still pretty cool. I mean, so I don't really personally want Joker in the game, to be honest, but I understand why they did it. Joaquin Phoenix movie coming out. You can cut up Joker. He's sick enough to do that. But I kind of get the vibe. I will wait till the full character model's out. But the look of him right now is, I feel like it's a guy cosplaying as Joker.
That's the one thing I had a problem with is I don't mind Joker being in the game. He didn't look good, man.
He just looks like a guy cosplaying, man.
He didn't look good.
But
he does look like just a generic guy, Joker
you brought
with
up
Joker
on live
paint.
stream a couple days ago, or maybe even last night. It's like that chainsaw noise must have been Joker, right? Wrong. There was a they changed it on the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store. But if you go to the combat pack, someone posted the photo online. It said all the characters. It said Shang Tsung, Nightwolf, Sindel, Terminator, but it said Ash Williams and then Spawn. So they took Ash Williams out, put him in Combat 2, obviously Pride to sell Combat Pack 2. Because what's the other big story about this Combat Pack, JJ?
What? What are you fishing for, Eli?
We're not getting, it's taking forever. We're not getting Spawn until March 17th or whatever.
Yeah.
To this day, Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming out before Spawn in Mortal Kombat 11. Think about that. Really think about that. Are people going to get bored with this wait, JJ? Like, what? First of all, what you thought of the Combat Pack in general? Number one. And do you think we're going to get a 2?
I think probably get a 2. I like the Combat Pack's fine. It serves a purpose. I think they spread it out that long because people are gonna. It's the highest selling game of 2019.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It did.
It's
monster
killing
numbers.
It's killing. It's still killing. And what happens is, all right, like I did. I put it down for a few months. I'll play once here and there, and then Shang Tsung's out. I play hard for about a week and a half. Put it down. Oh, Nightwolf's out. So it gets people back in.
Yeah.
And then I think when Spawn releases...
Yeah, but are you gonna... This is the question. Are you going to get me away from Final Fantasy VII Remake, a game I love, for Spawn?
Well, I don't know if you love that game yet.
Well,
I don't know if you
I'm just going off my memories of the original.
Because it doesn't look anything like the original.
Very true. Very true.
And that's a good thing. It looks great. I'm watching it right now. It looks fucking awesome. Will it? No, but you're the type of person that'll play a lot of games at once. I mean, you're playing Fire Emblem and Madden, playing hockey and all this other shit. Will you put down Final Fantasy VII for one whole day to play Spawn? Yes, you will. Spawn is the most requested character since fucking 2009. So 10 years people wanted Spawn in a Mortal Kombat or Injustice game. They're gonna finally get them.
Finally happening. So yes, it just sucks to wait that long.
So yes, you will put down the game for one day, or hell, for 2 hours. You're gonna put down Final Fantasy to play as Spawn.
You're gonna try to unlock for a little bit. I'm really excited. You will. Spawn. You'll
unlock all the gear you can and all that other shit.
I'm really excited. I was the second most requested character that I was really excited about was Ash Williams. Love Evil Dead. I'm a huge fan of Evil Dead. Went through the whole show, and it makes sense about Combat Pack 2 with him, Fujin, Shiva. That's the 3 we're going to know. The other 3 I don't know. JJ are going to play a guessing game. But will that get us back in, JJ? Will that sell the Combat Pack 2? Probably. I would assume yes.
Yes, because you're going to have probably another really requested character in Rorschach. It might be a guy you might see. Pennywise the Clown could be in it. Yeah, there's all kinds of shit.
You sent me a text a few weeks ago that I remembered. And it was about 2 new Halloween movies coming out. So, maybe we will get Michael Myers.
Yeah, Michael Myers makes a lot of... they can't go too guesty, but I think Ash Williams, Michael Myers, maybe one other guest character. You go 3-3.
I think they're going to be too guesty. You know why?
People love that shit, man.
It makes the most money, bro.
People eat that shit up.
Justice 1, you know what was the best-selling DLC character in Justice 1?
Was it Scorpion?
Scorpion by like 400 miles, bro.
Because I was really excited for Lobo.
Yeah.
When they announced Lobo, I was like, oh, shit. Because I love those obscure comic book characters.
And I know a lot of you guys hate that. You hate these guest characters. Joker, Terminator. They're getting Arnold, by the way. We didn't even mention that. Arnold's in the fucking game. Awesome.
Yeah, Ed Boon tweeted out yesterday. He goes, I can't believe we fucking got Arnold.
Yeah. So they had him in the studio. They put balls on his face. He's there.
Yeah.
They got him in
love
there.
putting
They got
balls
him
in
to read
Arnold's
lines
face.
too. Like the thing about this leak is 100% confirmed. Every single character. Plus 3 more that we know. We know Shiva, we know Fujin, and then we know, Ash Williams. And it's funny that they made that interesting, and I also want to put this out there. It's not NetherRealm. NetherRealm doesn't get to choose the characters. It's WB. So whoever gets, WB puts the order out. So they pulled Ash Williams to put him in the second game. So because he was legit, not second game, I'm sorry, the second combat pack. He was legit supposed to be in this one with that leak photo. I wish I could put it up for you guys. But you can look it up online. Just look it up. It's hilariously funny. The game store says it, right? Combat Pack 1, baby. But it looks really good, man. I'm really excited for Arnold. Arnold looks fantastic. I was hoping for Arnold. Sindel looks great. Joker's the only off one for me. Spawn looks fantastic. Cannot wait to get gear. Obviously, I'm going to play all these characters. I bet Joker's going to be super fun.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be quick and...
So it's really interesting how they're handling this. Really funny. The thing is, though, this is my ultimate theory. I don't think I originally said there was going to be a Combat Pack 3. They're taking so long with these characters now. I don't think they're going to do that. I think even Combat Pack 2 might release on the same day as the PS5 version of this game, because that's what's really happening here. They're going to do a PS5 version of this game. It's selling too well. They want to sell more characters. They're gonna put this on PlayStation 5, whether Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate or whatever the hell they call it.
They always do their Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, like they're gonna put that game on PS5. We're getting so close to these games to the point where I think Ghost of Tsushima is probably a PS5 game at this point.
It's gotta be, right?
Yeah, like it's the fact that we're getting. If you would have told me months ago that Death Stranding would be out before Ghost of Tsushima, I would have laughed at you, bro. I would have laughed.
Fuck yeah! If you told me it was coming out before Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima,
yeah.
No.
I'd be like, no. I'd be like, it's either after Last of Us 2 or before Last of Us 2. But no,
I thought it was going to be a launch title for 5.
Now, yeah, Death Stranding was the one that was going to be the launch title for 5. Yeah, you're right. But damn, Kojima knocked this game out in 3 years, man. It was insane. They're crunching now. They got, like 3 months before it's out? They're crunching now.
Yeah.
But, and that's another reason why these characters are taking a little bit, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with characters taking their time, in the sense that there was a lot of bad news that came out of NetherRealm, a lot of like mistreatment of workers, crunch hours. That was gaming's biggest secret. Kind of got because of Rockstar Games. It kind of got blown up. Like we work 100+ hour weeks to get this game going and stuff. And crunching is never going to go away, guys. It doesn't matter what job you have. There's always going to be a crunch time where you're going to have to do this in a short amount of time, to meet deadlines and so forth. I'm okay with getting characters later. It's just really interesting. It's odd because we would have already been on Combat Pack 2 already, by this end of the year. But we're not getting Joker till January, and we're not getting Spawn till March. We're getting Arnie and Sindel pretty back-to-back, pretty much, November, December.
If you bought the Fires Pass...
Or October, November, right?
Yeah, if you bought the Fires Pass, you get Arnold October 1st and Sindel November 19th.
Yeah.
If
so
you
that's
didn't,
not too bad. We're getting them pretty
No.
But then we get a long wait for Joker. And you figured Joker would be the October one, right? Because his movie's coming out. But, hey.
Yeah, October 4th is the release of his movie.
So you figured that would be the...
Terminator is November 1st.
We got a couple more things to talk about here, and we'll end the podcast. It's been, I think, a really fun episode. Was there anything you want to talk about more about this Combat Pack?
But I want to see the skins Joker gets. I'm kind of anxious to see.
I kind of wish he will have his crazy...
You want the one where he peeled his face off, right?
Stitches,
Death to the Family?
Death to the Family one. I want
that one.
I think you gotta have that one.
Oh my God, Levi, we're on the same page here. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was gonna say.
Honestly, that's the look I would have went with instead of
Yeah.
cosplay Joker.
You get Joker in his janitor fucking jumpsuit and he peeled off his own face, guys.
Yeah, and stapled it back on.
Oh,
So the skin's
it's
rotting.
so crazy and awesome.
That's one of the most effed up stories too in the
Dude, he's
Batman
gonna
lore.
feed all of them. He's gonna feed them all their. Oh, that's fun. Oh, alert! Read death to the family, not death in the family. Death of the
A
family.
lot of you guys don't read comics. Go get some comics, man. I got a bunch of new ones right here. Like, go get some new ones, man. Go get some comics, man. Go if you have a discount store somewhere like Ollie's or something. Go there, man. You get comics that are $35, hardcover comics, $35-$40. They're like $7, man. Go get some comics, man. Show these things some love. These stories are fantastic. Some of the stuff, like I got Injustice collection.
Go
going on
read.
right now.
Go read Old Man Logan
Go
and
read
Kick
Old Man
Ass.
Logan, man. I got.
There's a cool comic called. It's only like 6 issues, a really short, real quick read, but it's awesome. It's called Nemesis. It's written by Mark Millar. He wrote. The Ultimate Avengers, which the MCU, the first
Nemesis,
phase.
T100, right?
No, it's basically the
No,
premises
I'm
of.
just fucking.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
It had to throw some Resident Evil. Bam.
The premise of the Nemesis is people get to be villains as a vacation. Basically, they get to plan a murder spree or something
Like The
as a
Purge.
vacation. Yes, similar to the Purge. But Mark Millar is the writer. He's the one who decided most of Phase 1 of the Avengers is based on his comic, and also the reason Samuel L. Jackson is Nick Fury was a decision he made.
Yeah.
He also wrote Kick Ass.
It's
So,
really good. There's some really good
he wrote
comics
it,
out there.
man,
I know we
Logan.
got sidetracked. But Combat Pack 1 overall, I'd say it's fantastic. I
It's
only have
solid,
one
man.
complaint. It's just the Joker. I don't want him in. I'm a big DC fan in general. I'm more of a Marvel fan, obviously with my X-Men shirt, but Joker is one of the most iconic characters. I just never really want him in this game, but I get it. The Justice 2 fans, they probably want to get some of those people over. It's a great way to get them in, right?
I didn't want Raiden in Injustice 2, but it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I was only cool with Sub-Zero because he's my favorite character.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I was cool with him in that game. But let's get into a silent nuclear strike by Sony. And I'm not talking about the Spider-Man thing. I'm actually talking about Sony Worldwide Studios acquiring Insomniac Games, the creator of Spyro the Dragon, Ratchet and Clank, Sunset Overdrive, Man Spider, obviously Spider-Man, the biggest hit right now, and Resistance. I wish Resistance would come back so bad. Oh, shit. Back to Combat Pack 1 really quick. What if you had 2 more guest characters to add? Who are you adding?
Who do I want to see? That's a good question.
Who's the last 3 characters? I'll go first, because I have it in my head already. I'm going to go with Michael Myers as another guest. I'm going to go go Pennywise, because I still really want to see that. Probably not going to happen, but I would like to see Pennywise. And then the final character I want to see, it's not going to happen, is Rain. But it won't happen.
So your 3 are the same exact 3 I was going to say. Now here's a curveball.
Okay, I'll change it up. You know who I'm missing?
Here's a curveball that I think it
The
would it
person
might
I'm
have
missing the most, Melina.
is
We'll put Melina.
Melina's a good one. Here's
My
what I
waifu,
want to
my
see,
lady.
and it won't happen because Disney owns them now. But I'd love to see Wolverine in this game. Somehow they were going to pull. Ed Boon was close to getting a Marvel versus DC
He
game.
did talk about a Marvel game. Like, he did talk.
Yeah.
He was in talks with Marvel to do a game, and it never happened.
So if you could, if I had to have any guest character in anything, it would have been Wolverine. Watch
And guys,
Wolverine tear people to
as we talked
shreds.
about earlier with Avengers and the Spider-Man game, Marvel's taking gaming much more seriously. They're putting out a lot more effort into. They're not just licensing out games. They want creative teams that really have a passion for the character.
I mean, the Team Ninja man did a great job with Ultimate Alliance. Is a fun
3.
game.
And what?
It's a hella fun.
Last year we were talking about Spider-Man 3 for Game of the Year, and it got nominated.
Yeah.
And of course,
Spider-Man's great.
course, you know that boy,
Kratos.
that boy had to win it.
The Fiend.
That boy had to win it.
Who do you want to be in Mortal Kombat, Seth?
It would never happen with the Fiend or the Fiend.
That'd be a really interesting curveball.
Seth and I want, because WB has already worked with the WWE. Seth and I really want the Fiend in Mortal Kombat. We think it'd be cool.
You know what we talked about in Injustice 2 a lot was the premiere skins? Right?
Yeah.
It's like
we'll have this. You can do a premiere skin for Joker for the Fiend. Right there, bro.
The Fiend, he's so creepy, it'd be awesome.
One of his fatalities could be him making
Max, run away.
Lantern out of their severed head.
Fiend's here.
Yeah, Max hates it. When I want to mess with Max, I turn off the lights.
So, JJ and I, a couple, 3 or 4 podcasts ago, probably, we talked about Sony acquiring 2 studios, and what made sense, right? Insomniac is finally home, baby, right?
It's the one that made the most sense. I think they've made one exclusive not for PlayStation.
Sunset Overdrive, and I asked JJ yesterday on stream if he had it, because I wanted to play online with him. Because that game I love on my Xbox. It's my favorite game on my Xbox One. And I love it so much.
I probably can get it for $7, dude.
You can probably get it super cheap. Nobody fucking played it, and it sucked.
That was like a launch title, right?
Yeah, it was like a few months after. It was like in the March area.
I've heard nothing but good things, though.
It's super fun. They gave it out free for gold one year. So I don't know if you had your gold running still, so maybe you have it.
Maybe. I don't have gold, but Jack did, so maybe it's on there.
Yeah, maybe check, because I know you game share with Jack as well. But it was my favorite game. Loved it. It was crazy. Obviously they had Yuri in it and everything, and that's how you got the Spider-Man game.
Yuri.
And honestly, the reason they even said was Sunset Overdrive, they learned how to make an open world because of Sunset Overdrive for Spider-Man. And the fact that, they made Spider-Man in 3 years, I would have laughed at you. I'm like, no way. But they did, dude. But I still think Spider-Man 2 is going to be like Uncharted 2. That thing's going to be grand opus. That thing's going to be epic.
It's going to be on the moon.
It's going to have everybody. It's going to have Jeffrey 2.
Yeah.
Omniverse Jeffrey.
That weird mega Jeffrey. Super Jeffrey.
It made sense, right? It made a lot of sense that, nothing to talk about too much. Are you excited, though?
Oh, yeah.
I think if we reverted to just making Spider-Man. I
think they're going to get the resources they need now because they're not an independent studio anymore.
Yeah, well...
You're going to have teams like every studio has. You're going to be making more than one game. So
and technically, they do that. They're a small studio, but they do that already. They pump out games like crazy.
I think the first one they're going to release is going to be a Ratchet and Clank. I think they got a Ratchet and Clank in the works. I think Spider-Man 2 is obviously in development.
PS5 probably. Yep.
I think Spider-Man 5 and Ratchet and Clank might be a launch title for PS5, and we won't hear about it.
Okay, you don't think there was a rumor that they were going to have a game like this year, and it was supposed to be Ratchet and Clank 2.
So, I mean, look out for the Game Awards. You're probably going to see a Ratchet and Clank trailer, and it's going to be
honestly out of all the announcements lately. It seems like Game Awards are the ones that get them, bro.
It is. It's the big one right now. E3 isn't the place for it anymore.
Yeah, it's weird. They kind of shifted. E3 is kind of what they did with where everyone hated on Sony for the Sony experience a couple years ago, or where they just had a couch and they just talk and hung out. Now all the developers are doing EA, Microsoft. They're all doing that now.
Yeah.
They're all doing they're doing their couch show. Let's talk to the developers. Let's hang out. Yeah.
Yeah. They all that was a good one too. They had Barlog, Brian Ithithar, Kojima, and they had Druckmann.
Yep.
All on a couch together. It's fucking crazy.
Which is crazy. Over under that all of those guys can make a game together. I say no. No.
I don't know if they can necessarily work together on one game. But they all work together. Like, they do pull bits from each other.
Yeah, they really love each other. If you go on Twitter, they're always congratulating the other teams.
I mean, even what is the Guerrilla Studios is a big part of that too. With Horizon Zero Dawn is a big part of the.
They got big now too.
Yeah, Sony. I think Horizon Zero Dawn can be a PS5, maybe not a launch title, but a few months after it launches.
I think it's going to be a launch title. They're going to have something big. But they also are working on another game too.
Yeah.
Because they hired some people from the Rainbow Six Siege team to make to make a shooter game. So they're gonna have a multiplayer like Rainbow Six Siege type game. I don't think it's gonna be Killzone either. I think it's gonna be new IP.
I hope it's Horizon Zero Dawn.
Well, they're doing that. I'm just saying they got so big now. And honestly, what engine did Kojima use? He used the Decima engine from Horizon. They gave him the engine to use for Death Stranding. And the thing's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, the high-quality models and all that's amazing. So, it makes sense. So, my question to you... We'll start wrapping up here. My question to you, what's the other studio they're acquiring? Because that information they had was that they were acquiring 2 studios. So, what's the other one? I would have said Kojima, but I don't know anymore.
I couldn't tell you, man. It's got to be... You think it might be Guerrilla?
They already own Guerrilla. Guerrilla's been one of their studios forever.
I could see Guerrilla being one, but who else really does exclusives for them,
Yeah, there's a few other ones they could do. I think Kojima would be the biggest one, but I don't know. That's what I would do.
I could see that too. Kojima works well with them.
Yeah. Like,
but
Metal
he does
Gear
kind of like being
exclusive to them for a long time before, Konami needed more money. What up, Max? What's that behind you, Maximus?
What's behind you?
Is that the?
No. Nothing. A punch in the face.
Allie's saying it now too.
It's really interesting. I would say Kojima. I can't, because JJ and I talked about this in another podcast. But I would say Kojima, but Insomniac makes too much sense. But there's another studio they are acquiring. And it's really interesting too. There was a rumor a week and a half ago that Microsoft was trying to get Insomniac. So
was there? That's crazy.
So it's really interesting. The last 2 things we're going to talk about. There's one more game thing, and then we're going to save the Spider-Man thing for last. Let's talk about Dead by Daylight Cross Stranger Things really quick. Really interesting. A surprise announcement. This game keeps getting content, JJ. It keeps getting killers.
I wish I had time to play it more.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot of fun.
Well, buckle up, fella, because we're going to be playing October.
I can't wait till October, man.
Yeah.
I got about $15 to spend. I'm gonna buy some DLCs.
We're actually October's gonna be a perfect month for us because we're actually gonna get some downtime from the crazy September. We should be able to finish Borderlands in a couple weeks, whether together or separate. September's so jam packed, it's insane, bro. September is like a new March. It's insane, and we're not even getting everything. We're only getting a few things to play that we can. And then we'll probably have some big stuff, for Black Friday. And then, obviously, the big one in November, we're going to have Death Stranding. We're going to play that. And I think we'll have the whole Spice Bros together on that. I can't wait to talk about that game. And you know what? Maybe, call me crazy. Maybe Sony took their name off it. Maybe because they think it'll flop. Maybe they don't like
it. I don't think it's going to flop sales-wise. Maybe critically. Yeah. But even then, I don't think it will, because nothing Kojima's ever done is flopped.
Yeah, it's always
even
been
when you
great.
talk about
it's always got high rated. Metal Gear Solid 5. He even said he never got to finish Metal Gear Solid 5. That thing got a 93 on Metacritic.
Is even Metal Gear Solid 5. People are like, that game's great till the end.
Yeah,
which he didn't work on.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah,
so the stuff he worked on, people loved. So I don't play a lot of his games, but there's nothing but respect. Those Metal Gear Solid 1, to me, that Psycho Mantis sequence is maybe the best sequence in video games.
Is that the next remake, JJ?
It's crazy how innovative that was, and creative, and just
It was, man.
thinking outside the box. It's you don't get boss fights like that very often, where you're like,
And that's what I love about Kojima. He's always thinking very uniquely. It's always really interesting, and he always listens to people. Like, you know, the criticisms they might not like. You know, Metal Gear Solid 4 had like way too long cutscenes. You know, Metal Gear Solid 5 don't really have that many cutscenes at all. You know, and now it's like, all right, well, we didn't want you to take the cutscenes out. We just wanted you to like lower them a little bit. And now Death Stranding seems like it has the perfect mix of cutscene and gameplay and everybody. The characters seem all really interesting and very all-star studded cast. It's insane. So I'm interested to see how it goes, like how it really goes with. I know we just went back to it. We barely talked about it, but are you hyped for the Stranger Things crossover? Demi Gorgon in.
I really want to be Steve Harrington, so I'm super stoked.
I could be Nancy, bro. If
Dude,
Steve doesn't have a sailor outfit, I'm going to say it right now. If Steve does not have a sailor outfit, Scoops Ahoy better be in there.
Yeah. I almost, I found that Funko Pop. I almost got it. I ended up not getting it, but.
I was at Target today. Collect those things, man, because I love big Funko head, but.
I was at Target today, and they had a Derek Zoolander. I almost got that one.
But it's a really cool crossover. It makes sense. The world looks cool.
Oh, wait. Well,
it's the gym, right? Or is it the new hospital? It might be the hospital.
I think it's either the hospital or it's the school. Yeah. I thought it was the school.
You could be right. It could be the school. I said gym, but that's part of the school, yeah.
That'd be part of it, but
yeah.
I'm excited. It truly is the biggest thing in horror right now is Stranger Things. I mean, it hits on every nostalgia.
Comedy, horror, great story.
Characters are good.
Great character development. If that game ever gets cheaper, JJ and I might pick it up and play it together too.
I'm excited for it. If
it ever goes on sale for like $10, we'll scoop it up and play it.
Yeah, Scoops Ahoy it up.
Yeah, he's got to have that outfit. If he doesn't have that outfit, I'm gonna be.
If he doesn't, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming eventually they'll put it in. But this game is like the ultimate collage of horror. They literally have everybody but Jason.
Yeah. They somehow couldn't get Jason, but...
Well, it's a Friday the 13th game, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I assumed. But, yeah, they got all the heavy hitters, man. They need, it'd be cool if they have, a Candyman or a Hellraiser type pack.
Yeah, Pinhead. They need a Pinhead, for sure.
But, they got all the heavy hitters, They got the Leatherface and Michael Myers.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And Ghostface.
We didn't get the characters, but we still got to play in the levels like that. Playing in the I can't think of the street name in
yeah, Michael Myers. Yeah, the
Michael Myers is. I forgot the name of that street, but yeah, just
when he's right behind you is so epic.
Yeah, dude. The creepiest one is the Freddy Krueger though one when they have those little girls singing when he's close to you.
It's so cool, dude.
Well,
there's a couple of heavy hitters they're missing, like Predator and Alien, too, as well. Pinhead, Chucky.
Who? Yeah, Chucky. I think that'd be a weird one to have because he's so little.
Fuck, man. This little dude.
Yeah. They should have a kick. They should have a kick animation where you can just fucking boot him across the map.
What? Randy Orton punted his ass just out of the building. Don't kick the baby.
I think I'm gonna buy because Scream is my all-time favorite horror movie.
Yeah, it's a classic, man.
2 was good, but not great, and 3 was not good not that great.
What about 4?
I actually like 4.
What about the TV show?
It gets a little. They go too much they go too. Well, that's kind of what Scream is. It goes too meta, now we all got GoPros and the killer just wants to be famous.
You ever watch the TV show?
That's the reason they're killing. I won't spoil who the killers are, but I'll just say they. There is 2 of them, but.
So you did watch the TV show?
I did watch the first season of the TV show. The second season went weird. I did watch the first 2 seasons. I didn't mind the TV show, but Scream 1 is
I mean, when you kill the most famous person in your movie is the first person you kill it's like, holy fuck, what are we watching?
Yeah. Oh no, not these characters.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I'm a big fan of Bella Thorne.
Yeah.
She was the first one to die in the TV series. I'm like,
I
fuck,
forget.
man.
Drew Barrymore was in that movie, right?
Drew Barrymore was the first one to die in Scream 1, yeah.
Yeah, she was in that movie. The thing about it, you know why a lot of people, like, it's a real special thing for people, Scream? Not just because murder and stuff. It's kind of the last of the slasher flicks, you know? We kind of don't have them anymore, really, right?
It revived the genre, and it's a slasher flick that was, you know, it was a comedy, too, you know? It did really lean heavy.
It's like,
and
who's who?
And it was aware that it was a slasher film. Like, everyone knew, okay, we can't do this or else we'll die. You know, having Jamie Kennedy doing that role is really good.
Yeah.
I'm on a tangent now.
This is what we do apologize.
That's
guys.
podcasting,
This is what we do on
man.
the podcast.
We're going to talk.
Have a really fun conversation about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I do write some stuff down. We'll end it with the final thing, the biggest news of all that happened like a couple days ago.
Breaking hearts.
We're going into movies now. Very separate from Sony video games, so take that into account. Spider-Man's going to be fine with the video game. Like, he's going to be okay. They can still use him in the video game. It's a very different thing, you know. Sony does own Spider-Man, but there's like different levels of owning.
Let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Feige had a lot to say in the video game.
Yeah.
If Marvel and Sony aren't working together anymore, is he still going to have his input on the video game?
Well, my question is, not my question. My thing to you is, I think it's going to work out. It
has to.
I don't think
it has to work out.
Let's talk about the details, because it's been reported that they broke up, and then it's been reported the next day they're talking again. You know, like a very young couple that just started dating. Oh, I'm breaking up with you.
We're never getting back together ever.
Yeah, I hate you. Next day, I love you. I like you, girl. Hey, yo, girl. But what happened? This is the deets. So this was the original deal. Marvel got 100% of the merchandise rights. So everything, they got all the toys, video game stuff, T-shirts, everything of Spider-Man, lunchboxes, etc. We can go on forever. All of the merch, Marvel/Disney got 100% of. 100% of the movie profit went to Sony. So that was the deal, 100%. Sony wanted Spider-Man Far From Home to make $1 billion for them to go back to the table and talk like, hey, because they signed on for 3 movies. This is the interesting part, is they had 3 movies planned for them.
Well, does Civil War count, though?
No. They had 3 standalone Tom Holland Spider-Man movies with Marvel. And, remember in San Diego Comic-Con, there was, no mention of Spider-Man at all. So that's when these talks probably were going down. Was probably that time, because they didn't even, mention anything of that. Sony right now is doing their own Venomverse. They're doing, they're getting Silk in it, Spider-Woman, they're doing a whole bunch of stuff, Carnage is going to be in the next Venom movie. They own Spider-Man. So they wanted Spider-Man to make $1 billion. Far From Home makes $1 billion. They go to the table, talk. What Disney wanted was 50% of the profit share of the movie, plus 100% of the merch. So, a lot of people were blaming Sony for this. I think Disney got a little too fucking greedy with it. You not only want 100% of the fucking merchandise rights, that's a lot of money alone, but you want 50% of our profit. And I can understand why. That movie made $1 billion. They helped make it, and they don't even get to touch it. They don't even touch any of that money. No, that pie is not theirs. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Please tell us down below what you guys think of, of this. Like, I know a lot of you on Twitter were blaming the fuck out of Sony. But it's not all Sony. I think a lot of it's Disney getting a little too greedy. But in my belief is it's going to work out eventually. But how do you feel about the situation, JJ? After I just laid the deets on the table. Before the deets, how'd you feel about it? And after the deets, how do you feel about it now?
I'm still a little worried. I didn't expect it to happen.
Yeah, it was very odd. It just came out of nowhere.
Because they're just making too much money, man. It's too much money to leave on the table. But I can see where Disney's coming from, but 50%, and you're getting all. I mean, if you're going to go straight 50-50, it should be 50-50.
Everything, yeah, right.
But I still in my heart think it's going to work out. Got to.
And another update, really quick. I think D23 is going on right now with they're going to show some Marvel trailers and stuff. Spider-Man's still part of all that Marvel, what's it called? Advertising up. Like they still have Spider-Man posters and stuff. So I think it's going to work out. Honestly, call me crazy, but I think Sony might even just cave in. They might be like, fuck it. Shit.
Yeah.
The thing about it is it's not Amy anymore. Amy was the biggest reason why this happened. She had a really close relationship with Kevin Feige, and she's like, yeah, let's get this deal done. She does not run Sony anymore. It's a different guy. I think it's like Tom or Todd or something. And when they came with this 50-50 deal, he got really pissed off about it. So it's understandable. I think it'll work out. I think it'll really work out. I think there's too much money to be made here. Again, making 100% off the merch, I think that's a good amount. Maybe it is less, maybe it's not as good as $1 billion. Who knows? But you think 100% of merchandising funds? Gotta be pretty damn good, wouldn't you think?
Well, that's how George Lucas made all his money.
Yeah. Is
the merchandise, because he said, he wanted all the merchandise for Star Wars, all the profit. Like, yeah, sure, take it. You're not getting any money doing that.
Yeah.
And then it's the reason he became a billionaire. Or a millionaire, whatever the fuck he is. But
no, I think Disney gave him like $1 billion for the property.
And they gave. I mean, that's the thing is Disney's making money left, right, and center.
This is the crazy part about Disney. This is the scary part about Disney. Is a monopoly. They kind of want to own everything. They want every single Marvel property. They want it all. And it's really tough. Like, is that really right or wrong? There's so many different angles you can go at that. And monopolies always are not usually good, but they've done a really great job with this MCU. The MGU, the Marvel Gaming Universe, seems like it's happening really well. This Avenger game looks really solid. Is it going to be better than Spider-Man? Probably not, but it looks pretty damn good. It looks pretty damn solid. It's connected to mentioning story items in Spider-Man. Spider-Man was the Iron Man of the gaming universe. So, it's... I'm a little bit biased because I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite character. Spider-Man and Wolverine are my two favorite characters of all time. I love them to death. It'll be really interesting. I think it's going to work out, though. That's what I believe in my heart. I'm going to go with my gut, and I think that's what I think is going to happen. It's just really interesting.
It's a little discouraging. I mean, when you knew it could happen when they couldn't buy him outright from them.
Yeah. Well, if I was Sony, I would not give him up.
You never saw. I mean, everyone else gave in. I mean, Fox, all their characters.
Well, they didn't really have a choice. Disney's such a big powerhouse. They could just. I don't know if. Call me crazy, because I know a lot of people don't view Sony as a really strong company. But
no, it's huge.
Disney could buy Sony outright. I don't think that's possible.
No. They couldn't buy Sony, and I don't think they can't buy Microsoft.
Yeah.
They're not. I mean, Sony's right on par with Microsoft. I mean, they don't have necessarily the computer, all that. But
in terms
they
of
make
gaming power, Microsoft has all the money in the world. And that's why it's kind of crazy that they kind of went the lazy route with the Xbox One. This is very odd.
Well, I think part of it, too, is you can't go apeshit with these consoles because you don't charging people $900.
Yeah.
You can't.
That's the question. I mean, all these new leaks, we talked about it on a live stream a few weeks ago. You were talking about it. It's like, didn't they leak the new design of the PS5? All the leaks of the PS5 are like, it's a fucking power.
Well, that's the thing, though, Levi. It's cheaper to make now because the technology has passed it by. So we're getting old technology in the PS5, but it's
honestly, it's very comparable to what my laptop, gaming stuff. It's not as good as that, but it's pretty damn good.
Because
to the point where it would cost you tooth and nail. You figure they're gonna charge $800 for this thing, but I know that's another
not.
conversation of another day, but let's stay on Spider-Man.
I think they're gonna work it out. I think, because I gotta see what happens.
Would you take this if you were Disney? If I came back and was like, hey girl, I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry, I ran off in the meeting. It's my fault. I'm Sony. I'm angry. But would you take 60-40?
I would take 60-40. I think this is a move in negotiating. I think Disney's prepared to take like 10, maybe even. 10% of $1 billion is still $10 million.
Because there was a lot of rumors that they offered something like that, and then it just kind of fell apart. But I think it's going to get done. I'm with you. I believe in my heart of hearts. I know a lot of you are scared. Let's talk about the other side of it. If this doesn't get good, not good. I'm sorry. If this doesn't get done, my apologies. Is it really that bad I know Sony hasn't had the greatest track record of movies, but we'll finally get to see Venom, actual Venom, not the fucking Topher Grace shit. The actual Venom and Spider-Man together on screen. They could do a Spider-Verse / it'd just be kind of weird because all the plot threads they have open in the MCU.
It's so good, man. Everyone knows who Spider-Man is.
And now they're kind of like, oh no, he's with Carnage now and all this.
Yeah.
Venom.
Well,
but do you like that side of it? Would
they keep Tom Holland? Would they be able to keep Tom Holland?
No, they already own him.
Because he's
he signed on technically for 4 solo Spider-Man movies, so he can't go.
Yeah, but did he sign it? But who did he sign it with? Did he sign it with Disney, Marvel, Sony?
Sony. This is the deal. Spider-Man is a Sony property. They hired Tom Holland. They did the deal with the MCU, and they basically, he's the foreign exchange kid of the school. They just left him over there. You can go to that school for a couple for these movies right now, but you come back home.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, they own his rights. He has to do movies.
I'm thinking if he doesn't stay in the MCU, Spider-Man's cursed franchise, man.
Yeah. Same thing with the director. The director signed on for 4 movies too, so they're going to be together. Whether it's Sony, but Kevin Feige supposedly worked on Venom a little bit, and supposedly he helped a lot with the Spider-Man script.
But I think that's kind of Feige's deal, though. He looks over all Marvel, I think, because he's in charge of Marvel movies. I mean, I know he's
part of the deal. They let him work on Venom because,
And once he got the symbiote, Venom was a lot of fun.
I actually really like that movie. I don't think it's the greatest way. It's a different canon. But I thought they did pretty good. I like the actor a lot. I like Venom a lot. I like what they did with Riot.
You love Mad Max.
I think it's really interesting. I think it's going to get done. JJ thinks it's going to get done. Anything else you want to say about it?
I gotta see that third movie, man. I gotta see what happens with Peter Parker.
Well, you're going to see him and Venom team up to fight Carnage, bro.
That's not what I'm signed up for, Levi.
Or how about this? How about, Venom grabs Spider-Man and bites his head off? The first 5 minutes of the movie. Oh, hey, I'm Tom Holland. I'm back. I have my accent. And blah, 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 blah.
Hello, it's me, Tom Holland.
And I'm not making fun of British people. Sorry, Tom Holland. That was just funny. Okay, I just had to do it.
I am making. Hello, it's me, Tom Holland. Watch me swing on my web.
Hello, mate.
Make him real cockney.
Yeah. But I know a lot of people are not just the cast is really disappointed because they really kind of had a lot of fun working with Kevin Feige and all them. They probably don't want to be like, damn it, we got to go back to real school. We're having fun,
Now we got to go.
I think it's going to get worked out, though.
I'm with you, man.
All right, guys.
I
Make sure
agree.
you smash the hell out of the like button. Follow our Twitch down below. We're so close to a sub one. We're less than 25 viewers. I'll probably have a 2K live stream on here on YouTube. We'll do the quick character creator. We'll mess around with it. Demo, we might have that going on. Please tell us down below of all the topics that we just did. What was your favorite part of Gamescom? Did you like anything they showed, or are you guys just kind of waiting for Game Awards? What games are you looking forward to? How do you feel about, Spider-Man potentially gone from the MCU? Is that happening? Or your heart of hearts it's going to get worked out? As of right now, D23 is going on, and all the Spider-Man stuff's there. They didn't take it all down, so he's still part of the cinematic universe for right now. But, so, just tell us down below. Shout out to my cousin JJ, really appreciate it. Shout out to Genesis, Shannon, shout out to Derek, everybody else that hopped in, Josh, everybody that's going to watch this as a video. I know most of you are going to watch this video. Appreciate, love you all. Show it back. You guys have been. It's been awesome. Show it on Twitch. I know a lot of you don't like Twitch, but help a brother out. Damn it. So close. So close to that someone. Help a brother out. But I love you very much, JJ. Shout out to the GG. And JJ, we're going to be out of here.
Peace.